Good morning. It is 7:01 a.m. on Tuesday, May 15th, 2018. I'm Christiana Ellis and I got up a little bit ago. This is 5 more minutes. When I say a little bit ago, it's because I washed some dishes first. And the reason that I felt like I had to wash dishes even before recording this video is because last night I made a new Blue Apron recipe that was a smoked trout rice bowl. And it was so good. It was really, really good. It was like one of my new favorites. I loved it so much. But I did not clean all my dishes afterwards. And when I woke up this morning and walked into the living room, I was like, whoa, it smells like I ate trout in here. And I was thinking, yeah, maybe let's not leave that all day. Oh, excuse me. Oh, goodness. I had a dream last night, actually, kind of just before I woke up, that was very. I mean, I don't know, it's not weird for a dream, really, but it was one of those dreams that's sort of inherently self contradictory in a way that, you might even notice during the dream, but at the same time doesn't phase you. And the idea was that somehow gravity had failed in a localized area as some sort of a science fictional thing. It was unclear, and me and several other people were essentially floating up to, up and out of the atmosphere. And it was initially a thing where it's like, oh, getting colder, harder to breathe. But then me and one of the other people were essentially just in the front yard of like a suburban neighborhood. And we're like standing on the ground in this suburban neighborhood, and yet somehow, as part of our understanding of the situation, we were still essentially stuck like up in the atmosphere with like this gravitational failure thing, and it was like, I guess it's sort of stabilized, and it was just this weird experience where it's like I am standing on grass in front of a house, and somehow that in my dream state mind frame was the same as hovering at some point way, way up in the deep atmosphere with no way of knowing how to get down. And it was kind of bizarre because it was this feeling of familiarity and safety blended with science fictional horror and concern. Just this like how are we going to get down? We're going to die up here. What's even happening? The physics is breaking down. And also, yeah, this looks like a nice place. So I don't know what that was all about. Um, Not sure what triggered it, although it does occur to me that I was thinking yesterday about, the classic question of if you could have a superpower, what would it be? And, um, for me, the answer is always flying, just because, first of all, anytime you ask that question, you have to start saying, okay, well, do you have a realistic version of the superpower? Or do you have the comic book version of the superpower? Because on the one hand, like if comic book version of the superpower is, I think, the generally understood way. So when you say, can you fly? Basically it means like, can you fly like Superman, right? Can you essentially just do what you want in 3 dimensions? Hover, you know, coast, go really fast, anything you want to do. And without real concern that you're going to fall. As opposed to, say, flying like a bird, where it's effort, and if you stop flapping at any point, you're just going to sink like a stone, and so on. But it's. I was just thinking about that because even if you had the Superman version of flying, there's certain considerations you would have to take. Because you have to. I actually did a shallow thought about this way back in the day, but the point is, I was thinking about that a little yesterday, and that's the only thing I can think of that might connect to that particular dream state. But anyway, now that I've done my dishes and I've recorded this video, I have to get ready for work. So I will talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.